Hey, hello everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon, guys. Okay, so let's proceed with the session. Okay, so in the last class, I think we discussed about the defect reporting. Correct, guys? How to report a defect to the developers. Everyone remember
Sir.
that? Okay. And for reporting that, we have to provide all those few information like summary, description, steps to reproduce, then what? Actual result, expected result, what else? Assigning environment, attachment, severity, sprint name, story ID, correct? So this all information we have to provide it while reporting a defect to the developers. Okay. So anyone is having doubt regarding the last topic, that is a defect reporting? Anyone? Say yes, no.
Sir, hello.
Yes, yes, go on.
Sir, we need to send mail and we need to update in Jira also.
No, no need to send email.
Okay, so only we need to update
Yeah,
in Jira.
yeah, yes.
Okay.
Any other doubt? Anyone? Okay, great. So let's move further and discuss about the next topic. Okay. So the first things yesterday we yesterday or last session we discussed about what defect reporting. Okay, process. How to report to a defect to the developers. Okay. So we know that okay, we will report a defect to the developers. Okay. So now after reporting this defect, right? Definitely we have to follow some procedure. Okay, guys. This defect we are going to report to the developer. Okay? Now, as soon as we will report to the developer, right, then definitely this defect will go to some certain processes. Okay, like definitely like developers will go through your defect, they will understand it, they will resolve it. Okay, and after resolving it, they will give it back to the QA team. Okay, so for that we are having a what we are following a proper process. So the next topic is regarding the same is like defect life cycle. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about the defect life cycle. Means what all things will happen for this particular defect. As soon as we will report it to the developer, then what will happen with this defect? What are different status we will get for this defect? Okay, so that we need to understand it properly. Okay, so for that we have to follow the defect life cycle process. Okay,
Sir, what about the severity?
we will discuss. Okay, it will be in next session, probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow. We will discuss.
Okay.
Yes, severity, priority, and all we will discuss after some days. Okay, cool. So we are having what defect life cycle. Okay, cool. So once we will report the defect to the developer, and then that defect will go to some certain processes, or we can say that okay, this defect will have the different status. Okay, according to the our developers or the QA, right? This defect will go through some certain processes or some certain status. It will go through that. Okay, so those status is nothing but what here we are having a various status for the defect. So that is what new. Okay, then we are having open, assign, fixed, or we can say the resolve. Okay, then we will have the retesting. Okay, then closed, and also we are having what reopen. So let me draw it properly first. So this will be the hierarchy for the defect, or it will go through the different status in this way. So let me draw it properly. Okay. So here we are having what new, open, assign, fix, retesting, close, and reopen. Okay. So here you can see that we are having a lot of status, and also here basically the defect status would be new will be the status, open will be the status, okay, fixed and resolve will be the status, and closed will be the status. Okay. So these all are nothing but status: new, open, fix, resolve, and close. These are the defect status, and retesting, reopen, and assign. This is the activities. Okay, activities means what? Some certain actions we will perform it, or who will perform it, not we will see it, but these all the activities we can say that. And status are new, open, resolve, and closed. Okay, so this all will be the defect status. Okay, so as soon as we will report the, like whenever we will be testing the application, right? Okay, whenever we will perform any of the testing like smoke, sanity, regression, or system, whatever testing you will perform, then you will identify a defect. Okay, so as soon as we will get a defect, then that defect is nothing but new defects. Like definitely that we can call this a new defect because we are getting it at a first time. Okay, so when we will get a defect, then we will report the defect to the developers with using the Jira tool or some tool. Okay, whatever tool it will be there, we are going to report the defect to the developer. Okay, so as soon as we will report the defect to the developer, then by default the defect status will be new. Getting my point, guys? So this is the status of the defect. So new is like one of the status of the defect, and automatically when you will report to the developer, then by default the status will become as a new. Okay, so don't worry, I will showcase in real time also. Okay, but as of now, try to understand. Okay, so this is like first status of the defect. After reporting the defect to the developer, status will become as a new for the defect. Okay, so that is like a first status of the defect. Okay, now we have reported it. Okay, so once we will report it, then definitely our development team, okay, or the dev manager, okay, or whoever be part of the development team, they are going to review your defect. Okay, means let's say there's some developers fields are there, some development manager. Okay, they are going to review the defect. Okay, they will check it, what kind of defect it is, okay, or whether it's a valid defect or not. Okay, means they will quickly check it, like what kind of defect it is. Okay, now as a manager, as a development manager or the dev leads, what I can do, I can change the defect status as a new to open. Getting my point, guys? It's a manager responsibility. It's like development manager, okay, or the dev, like whoever is managing the development team, right? Okay, or the project manager, okay. What they can do, like they will be changing the status from the new to open, okay. And at the same time, okay, what as a manager I can do, I can assign some developers. Okay, assign is nothing but what? Assigning the defect to the developer means whoever will be having a free time or who can resolve that particular defect, right? So that they can assign to the developer. Okay, so here assigning is nothing but the activities. Getting it, guys? Okay, so here assign is the activity where managers, they will change the defect status from the new to open. Okay, and parallelly they are going to assign to one dedicated developer, whoever is responsible for resolving the defect. Okay, so here quickly we can assign to the developer. Okay, so that is that kind of activities will be there. Okay, now we know that, okay, we have assigned the defect to the developer. So as soon as we will assign it, then what this developer will do, they will go through your defect. They will try to read your defect summary. Okay, they will go through your steps to reproduce. Okay, like they will follow your steps and they will try to get the defect, like what kind of defect it is. Okay, and parallel they can check into the code also, like, okay, what kind of problem we are having into the code. Okay, so likewise developers, they will be trying to resolve the defect. Okay, first they will analyze the defect, like what kind of problem we are having it, and after analyzing that, they are going to resolve the defect. Okay, so as soon as these developers will resolve the defect, right, then this developer, what he will do, he is going to change the defect status from the open to resolve. Getting my point, guys? So resolve is one of the status, fixed is status. Okay, so here developer will change the status from the open to resolve. Why? Because he has already fixed the defect. Okay, he has done the code modification. Okay, so he will do all the changes properly. Okay, and after doing that, okay, he will change the defect status as a fixed or resolved. Okay, it's a developer responsibility to change that as a fixed or resolved. Okay, now once the defect is going to resolve by the developer, then what kind of testing we guys are performing? Can someone tell me? I think we have already discussed
Retesting.
Retesting, remember, guys? I think we have already discussed. Retesting is all about, as soon as developer will fix the defect, then we have to perform the retesting. Remember, all of you? Here, anyone is here not understanding about the retesting? Yes. Okay. Cool. So here what we can do now, okay, so we know that, okay, the defect is fixed or resolved by the developer. Okay, now as soon as this defect is going to resolve by the developer, then the same defect is going to pick by the testing team, okay, or the person who has already reported the defect, right? Same QA or same test engineer, he is going to perform the retesting. It means what? He will go through the same defect and he will try to check whether the defect is fixed or not. Okay, so can someone tell me, like, in which environment we have to perform the retesting? In which environment we have to check whether the defect is fixed or not?
QA environment.
QA environment. Correct, guys? Okay. So here, as a part of retesting, you need to revisit the defect, okay, and you need to check it whether the defect is fixed or not, okay. So now let's assume that you are performing a retesting and you are getting that the defect is resolved. The defect is no longer, means now that defect is working fine into the QA environment. So in that case, as a test engineer, what you can do, you can change the defect status as a close. It means what, you can close the defect. Why? Because the defect is no longer. Okay, so we can change the defect status as a close. So it's a tester responsibility. If you are getting to know that the defect is no longer into the QA environment, then you can change the defect status as a close, or you can close the defect. Okay, so but assume that, okay, sometime like developers are doing mistake, like they will say that the defect is resolved, but sometime it's not going to resolve. Okay, means the defect will be still there. Okay, and assume that you are performing a retesting. Okay, so during that time, if you are getting to know that the defect is still there, okay, still that functionality or that whatever defects you are reported is still there. Okay, so in that case, again you have to assign back to the developer. Okay, so for doing that, you have to perform the reopen activities. Okay, means you are going to reopen the defect and you are going to change the defect status as a new again. Getting my point? Okay, so from there, while performing retesting, you are going to reopen the defect and you are going to change the defect status as a new again. Why? Because again rework is required. The defect is not yet resolved by the developer. Okay, so in that case, you will assign back to the developer. Okay, again this new status. Again they will check it. Okay, again they will change the defect status from the new to open. Okay, then same developer again they are going to work on it. Again they will change the defect status as a fix. Again you will perform a retesting. Okay, so this cycle will keep on going, okay, until unless the defect is going to close. Okay, or until unless we are not getting this defect status as a closed. Okay, till then the cycle will be keep on going. Okay guys, so when we are reporting a defect, automatically the defect status will be new. Okay, but automatically it will be new. Okay, but yeah, after new, okay, the development team, they are going to change the status from the new to open and they will assign to the dedicated developer. This developer will perform the what like fixing activity, like they are going to resolve the defect. Okay, so once they will resolve it, okay, then they will change the defect status as a resolve, okay, or fixed. After that, as a QA, you need to perform a retesting. Okay, means you need to check it whether the defect is fixed or not. If the defect is fixed, then you can close the defect. Otherwise, you have to reopen it and assign back to the developer. Getting it, guys? So like this activities will be keep on going, okay, until we are getting this closed status of the defect. Okay, so that is what defect
Sir?
life cycle. Just wait for some time. Okay, so this is what defect life cycle journey of the defect we are saying that. Okay, from a opening a defect to closing a defect. Okay, from the reporting a defect to the closing a defect, whatever activities will be there for this defect, right? So that we are calling is what defect life cycle. Getting my point, guys? From the new to close, whatever activities we will perform for this defect, so that we are calling is a defect life cycle. Okay, remember that. Okay, and this period, you know that, okay, we are reporting a defect and also we have to close the defect. So from the reporting a defect this to this closing a defects, whatever time we are taking for the defect, right? So that also we are calling so defect age. Remember that. Okay, age of the defect. Okay, means what is the duration we are having for this defect from opening to close. So that we are calling is a defect age also. And interview sometimes they may ask you, what do you mean by defect age? So just say that from reporting a defect to closing a defect, whatever time we are taking for this defect, that is nothing but defect age. Okay, it's similar like our human born to death. Okay, whatever time we are having, that we are calling as our age, right? Similar here for the defect. From opening to closing a defect, that is a defect age. But this journey, okay, this journey of the defect, that we can call it as a defect life cycle. Getting it, guys? Everyone, all of you are understanding this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yep. So now you guys can ask the doubt, whatever. If you guys are not understanding or you are having any queries, ask me.
Sir, open to close is defect age, or reporting defect to close is defect age?
Sorry, from the new to close.
Okay.
Okay. How we are as a human, how we are counting our age from the birth only, right? or after some time? No, right? From the birth, as soon as we are getting a birth, from that period we are calling our age, right? Similar here, as soon as we will report the defect to the developers, so from that time to closing time, that is a defect age.
Sir,
Hmm.
sir, please tell me again, if possible, why we use reopen?
Let's say that defect is not yet fixed. So what you will do? You will skip the defect or you will close it. Let's say that you are retesting it, okay, and but the defect is still there. So in that case, you can close the defect or again fix is required.
So fix is required, sir.
So we have to assign back to the developer, right? So for assigning back
Yes,
the
sir.
same thing, we have to reopen it. Reopen means what? Reassigning back to the developer. Okay, reopen is not reassigning. First time we
Okay,
had
sir.
assigned it, but that time they had done mistake, and during the retesting time, again we are reopening it. We are assigning back to the developer. Okay, guys. So that is what defect lifecycle process. Anyone is here who's not understanding? It's a really easy, guys. Okay, and it's one of the most important interview question again. Okay, definitely as a QA, right? You can expect this question. What do you mean by defect lifecycle? Can you explain the defect lifecycle? Okay, so just explain that as a QA, whenever we will get a defect, then that defects we have to report to the developers. Okay, after reporting it, okay, that development team, they will check the defect. Okay, they are going to open the defect and they are going to assign to one dedicated developer. So once the developers will resolve the defect, then they will change the defect status as a resolve. Okay. And as soon as the defect is getting resolved, then it's a QA responsibility. It's our responsibility to perform the retesting. And while retesting, we need to check it whether the defect is fixed or not. If the defect is fixed, then we can close it out. If the defect is still there, then we have to reopen it and assign back to the developer. Okay. So likewise, you guys can explain this defect lifecycle. Is it clear to all?
Sir, retesting and reopen, they are not status, no?
Yeah, both are activities. Means we will perform the activities. Okay.
Oh.
I will be retesting means what? I will open the application. I will check that that defect is still there or not. Okay. So that is the activities.
Okay.
Assign is the activity, retesting is the activity, reopen is the activity.
Okay. Sir, while retesting, what will be the status of that defect? It is resolved status?
It's a resolved status.
Okay. Thank you.
Is it clear to all? Okay. So let me showcase you guys in real time. Okay. Let me log in with my another application to showcase this what Bitbucket. Just a minute, let me log in into my application. Give me a minute, guys. Okay, I'm putting my IDs and all, so that's the reason I stop the screen. Okay. So anybody is having doubt still?
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Sir, when QA assigned to developer as a defect, but developer not found a defect, and what can do to
We
the
will discuss.
developer?
We will discuss about it. Okay. There is a one more topic is coming. Wait for some time. Okay,
Yeah.
today only we will discuss. Okay, just a minute. Okay, yeah. So to showcase this defect lifecycle process, I'm logging into my different tool. Okay, that is a Bitbucket tool. Okay. because I just want to explain you guys, and you guys need to feel that, okay, whether it's happening or not. So for that reason, I'm using this term. Okay. So let's say that we want to report some defects. So I'm just using this create issue option. Okay. And let me report one defects. Okay. And you guys tell me. So let's say that I'm just saying, let's say there's some e-commerce application is there, and for that we got a defect. That is what? Add to cart feature is not working. Okay. Similar here, like yesterday we discussed, right? Open cart here. Correct, guys? Like whenever we are adding this product into the cart, then it's not working. I will add it. And here you can say that that product is not showing in this add to cart item. Okay. So now this defects we want to report it. So for that, I'm only creating defect. Okay. And here we can write all the steps to reproduce and all. Okay. Reproduce. Okay. I'm not typing. Okay. You guys, I think you guys are aware about it, right? How to type the steps to reproduce, everyone? Yes, no?
Open URL.
So what's this bit bucket?
Leave that. Don't worry about it. Okay. Just assume that this is one of the Jira kind of tool. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So we will put all the information. Okay. I will assign to someone else. Okay. Or I'm just leaving for now. Okay. And bug is this. Okay. And some information is there. And with that, I'm just creating a defect. Okay. So just assume that I have provided all the sufficient information that is required for the defect reporting. Okay. Now I'm just trying to create one defect. Okay, it's a creating. Why it's taking time? I think it didn't work. Let me. Okay. I'm just writing this. Okay, and you have to fill all this information. I'm just creating it. Okay. Okay. So my defect is created. Okay. This is, you can see the defect what descriptions and all this information you will get it. Okay. So now can you guys see somewhere like something new or something status as a new somewhere anywhere into this?
Purple color. Just
Any-
below to that. Add to cart not working.
Okay. Here you meant to say?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Any other you can see the status as a new somewhere, any other place?
So just below priority.
That was new.
Just
Right
below
side.
priority.
Right side, sir.
Can you guys see that? It's coming,
Yes, sir.
right? Okay. Means what? I have just reported a defect. Okay. Now automatically the status is coming as a new. All of you are understanding it, guys? I think we discussed that as a part of defect life cycle. As soon as we will report a defect, automatically the defect status will be new. Why? Because this is a new defect. Okay. So that is a new defect. Okay. And this is my defect ID. Okay. Here you can see some ID, right? Issue 37. It means what? That is a defect ID. Okay. Now, after doing that, okay, after reporting the defect to the developers, what our developers team or development team or managers, what they will do, like, they will go through your defect, okay, and they have to open this defect. They need to change this defect status from the new to open. Open means what? Development teams are working on it. Okay, whenever you will get to know the status is open, it means what? Still our development teams are working on the defect. Okay, so that means open. Okay, guys. So here managers, what they can do, like they can change the defect status from the new to open. So for that, they will go to this workflow. Okay, and you can see that one status is there, open. Okay, so they will just change it, like they will put as a manager, I can pass something comment like, okay, this is some valid defect. Okay, we have to fix it. Okay, it depends on the what kind of comment they want to give. I'm just giving this comment. Okay, so I'm just putting it and I'm changing the defect status from the new to open. Okay, So can you guys see that status is become as a open here and also the open here, correct? And also at the same time, we have to assign to one developer. Why? Because some developers need to resolve this. Okay. If developer's name is already there, then no need to change it. Okay. But if the developer name is not there, then we have to assign it. Okay. So I'm just taking on edit and I will assign to some developer. Okay, I'm just assigning to myself here. Assigning to me and updating it. Okay. So what we have done, we have changed the defect status from the new to open, and we have assigned to one dedicated developer, okay, who can work on this particular defect. Okay, so that activities we have done. Now this developer, what he will do, like he will go through the defect, he will try to understand where we are having the issue, what kind of problem we are having into the program. Okay, accordingly developers will resolve the defect. Okay guys, they will fix the code. Okay, and they will say that defect is resolved. Okay, so after resolving it by the developer, what this developer will do, they need to change the defect status from the open to resolve. Okay, but because that status is open now. Okay, they want to update it like, okay, that defect is resolved. Okay, so for that, again, as a developer, they will go through this workflow. Okay, and they can use this status as a resolve. Can you guys see that here? They will status they will select as a resolve. Okay, and they can pass the comment like this defect is resolved. Okay, and all changes are merged into QA environment. Okay, so likewise they need to provide a proper comment. Okay, means why comment is required, because we have to check it like why we are changing the status. Okay, we are changing the status from the open to resolve, we know that. Okay, but why we are changing it? Okay, so that comment we have to pass it. So as a developer, they can pass this kind of comment. Okay, this defect is resolved and changes are moved into the QA environment. Okay, so likewise they can change the status as a resolve. Okay guys, now the defect is resolved. Okay, so if the defect is resolved, and means definitely as a QA we have to check it whether that defect is resolved or not. Okay, it's a QA responsibility now to perform the retesting, correct? We have to check it now whether add to cart is working or not. Okay, so we can go to the application and we can check it whether it's happening or not. Okay, if the defect is resolved by the developer and we as a while performing a retesting, if you are knowing that okay, that defect is no longer now add to cart is working fine, then as a QA what we can do, we can close this defect. Okay, so how we can close this? We can go to the workflow and here you can see that status is a close. So I can select this, and as a QA you also need to provide the proper comment. Okay, comment which was, you can mention like this defect has been retested and it looks good now. Okay, it looks good, hence closing the defect. Okay, so likewise as a QA you also need to provide a status like whenever you will close it, then you have to update it like, okay, I have performed the retesting and the defect is looks good now, so for that reason I'm closing the defect. Okay, so likewise you need to provide the status and finally you can close the defect. So let me close it now. Okay, so can you guys see that the defect status is closed now? Correct guys? Yes. Okay, so that's how actually we can report a defect to the developer. Okay, and that defect will go through all these processes. Okay, it's going to assign to the developer, they will resolve it. After resolving, the status will become as a resolve. Okay, then as a QA we have to perform a retesting. Okay, and while retesting we can close the defect. Okay, let's assume that that defect status is resolved status. Okay, let me assign back. Okay, assume that the defect status is resolved status and we are performing a retesting. Okay, and while performing a retesting, you are getting that the defect is still there. So for that, what we can do? Can someone tell me if the defect is still there? What we have to do?
Retesting.
Reopen.
Reopen. Reopen.
We have to reopen it and we have to change the status as a what? Can someone tell me?
Reopen.
Huh?
New.
What we have to do? While reopening it, we have to change the status as a what?
New.
Reopen.
Reopen is activity. We are going to reopen it. But what kind of status we are going to select?
New.
Open.
No. We will reopen it. Reopen is like doing some tasks, activities. Okay, when you will reopen it, then you have to assign back to the developer, means you have to change the status as a new again back to the developer. Smriti, still you didn't understand?
Yes, got it.
Okay, okay. So we can go here, we can select as a new, okay, and we can pass a comment like as a QA, we can pass a comment like, okay, this defect is still persists in QA environment, hence reopening the defect. Okay, so likewise we can provide a comment. Okay, guys, reopen the defect and change the status. So again, it's going back to the development team. Again, they will work on it. Okay, after working on it, okay, they will change the status as a new to open, then again resolve. Okay, then we have to retesting. We have to perform the retesting. If it's not there, the defect is fixed, then we can close it. Otherwise, we have to reopen and assign back to the developer. Okay. So likewise, activities we have to perform for the defect as a defect lifecycle. Clear, everyone? All of you are getting this? Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. So that is all about defect lifecycle process. One of the most important concepts. Okay, as a QA, as a test engineer. Okay. So anyone is here who is not understanding this?
Sir, when the status is changed to resolve, what will be the assignee name? It will be the developer name or
No,
the
QA name. As a developer, right? They will change the assignee name as a QA name. Okay. So when they will change the status as a result, right? During that time, they can change the QA name. Okay. Whoever is responsible to perform the retesting, right? They can assign to that particular QA, particular test engineer.
okay. So while reopening, the status, the assignee will be again changed to the
Yes.
developer name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's correct. Is it clear to all? Okay. One of the most important concept, and yes, day-to-day basis, yes, developers will be resolving it. We will be performing a retesting. Okay. So you should know this concept actually. Okay, guys. Okay. So whatever we have discussed here, right? Okay, just now. So that is like kind of happy workflow. Okay. This is like a happy flow of the defect. Happy flow means what? There is a valid defect. Okay. And this valid defect is going to resolve by the developer. Okay. So that we are calling is a happy workflow. Okay, guys. Happy workflow of the defect. It means what? We are reporting as a QA, as a test engineers, we are reporting a valid defect. Okay, and that valid defect is going to assign to the developer. They will fix it. We will perform the retesting. We will close it. Okay, so that is a happy workflow. Okay, but in real time, okay, there are some unhappy workflow we are having it. Okay, we are also having what? Unhappy workflow. Unhappy workflow, it means what? Unhappy is nothing but what? Invalid. Okay, means what? Some invalid defects we are going to report it, or we can say that there will be some problem into the defect. Whatever defects we are reporting as a QA, right? In that defect, there will be some issues, will be there, some problem will be there, some information will be not there properly. Okay, so in that period, we have to go through some unhappy workflow also. Okay, because as a QA, we can also do some mistakes, like we can report a defect. Okay, but actually that defect will be not there, or while reporting a defects, we may miss to provide some of the information. Okay, so those all we are calling is an unhappy workflow. Okay, if the defect information is proper, all the like we are reporting valid defect, then it's a happy workflow. Okay, and yes, during the interview time, you guys need to only explain this happy workflow only. Okay, you have to just explain this like new open assign and all. Okay, that is a happy workflow. Okay, but some unhappy workflow we are having it. Okay, and for that we are going to discuss about some resolutions part. Okay, so let's discuss about some unhappy workflow. So what are the status we are having, guys? New open assign, then so here we are saying that this field actually we are calling is a resolution. I will explain, don't worry. You know that like, as of now, this is like fix or resolve, but that field is nothing but what? Resolution. Okay, we will discuss. Don't get confused. Okay, then we are having what? Reopen. Okay, cool. So this all the status, you all know that. Okay, like happy workflow, you guys are already aware about it. Okay, so here we are having some unhappy workflow also, okay, where developers are going to select some different resolution or different status of the defect. Okay, resolution also we can call it the status of the defect. Okay, but that resolution is going to select by the developer. Okay, it's a developer responsibility. Okay, so we are having about multiple resolution. Okay, where developers can select any of the resolution. So we are having what? Multiple resolutions. So first we have already discussed, that is nothing but fixed or resolve. Okay, guys, that status, that resolution we have already discussed. If there is a valid defect, then they will be selecting as a fixed or resolve here. Okay, means in this resolution field, they will be selecting this fixed or resolve if it's a valid defect. Okay, likewise, we are having a various resolution. So that is nothing but invalid. Okay, not a bug, then duplicate, cannot to reproduce. Okay, deferred, then one fix. Okay, then enhancement. Okay, so these are the different resolutions we are having it, which is going to select by the developer. Okay, so let me connect it. So this is the one resolution. Second. Okay, everyone. So it's a developer task. It's not a QA task. It's a developer task. Okay, selecting a proper resolution is developer task. Okay, so fixed and what resolve we have already discussed. Okay, if it's a valid defect, then they will select the defect status or resolution as a fixed or resolve. Okay, now let's discuss about other resolution. So can someone tell me, like, when our developers can say like, okay, that defect is invalid defect? Anyone? When they can say like that, this is the invalid resolutions we are having. So when our developer can say like that, the defect is invalid defect. So can someone tell me?
It's a feature, not a bug.
So that is a third one. What you are saying, that is a third one.
Okay.
Okay. Invalid means, just think about it. Sorry. Huh?
Sir,
Yes.
sorry, when QA misunderstand,
What, Dipu?
when QA misunderstand about the requirement, मतलब कि when requirement
Yes, somehow correct. Yes, somehow correct. Okay, any other answer?
when the defect is working on that developer environment.
That is a third one. What you are saying, Wahid. Okay. What else? Just give it a try. Others, try to speak, guys. Just give it a try. Invalid means what?
Not list in requirement.
Yes, not there into requirement. That is absolutely correct. Any other answer? Okay, no problem. Okay, so invalid is all about, okay, invalid requirement, or we can say that, okay, let's say that as a QA we are not understanding the requirement. Okay, and we are feeling that instead of feeling that that is a feature, we are feeling that that is a defect. Okay, and we are reporting it. Okay, means we are going against the requirement. Getting my point, guys? Okay, requirement is not listed. Okay, and accordingly we are saying that, okay, that is a defect, we are feeling it, okay, and we are reporting it. So here developers will say that actually we don't have such kind of requirement. Okay, so that's the reason they will mark that defect as an invalid defect. Okay, because we don't have any kind of such requirement, okay, regarding that particular defect. Okay, assume that, okay, you know about Twitter, Facebook and all, right? What kind of platform it is? Twitter, Facebook,
Social media.
social media. Okay, so with using, I think we can do the call and all functionality we are having, right? But through Messenger, I think we can do the call, video call, audio call. I think yes.
Yes.
Remember? Okay, so through the Twitter, can we do it? As other social media, can we do the calling?
no, No, sir.
Currently, we don't have such functionality, right? Okay. Now let's assume that I am reporting some defect to the splitter guy. Okay, and I'm saying that why this call functionality is not there into the application. Okay, and I'm reporting that defect. Okay, so in that case, what our Twitter developers will do? Like they will say that actually we don't have such kind of requirement at all. Okay, so in that case, they are going to mark your defect as an invalid defect. Getting my point, guys? So that is kind of invalid. Whenever you will go against the requirement and if you are reporting some defect, so developers are going to mark that defect as an invalid defect. Okay, because nowhere it's matching with the requirement. So that is what invalid. All of you are understanding this? Yes, no? Invalid case?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
so that is an invalid. Okay. Now, next is like not a bug. Okay, bug, you know that bug means what? Something is not working. Not a bug means what? When they can say like that, when our developer can say like that defect is like not a bug. Okay, it's not a defect.
No error is coming.
Hmm?
No error is coming.
No error is coming. Okay, just try to rephrase your answer. Yeah,
It's a feature of
it's a
as per the
feature.
requirement.
Correct, that's correct. Any other answer? Okay. Okay, so not a bug is nothing but what? It's a feature. Yes. Okay, let's say that as a QA we have reported some of the defect. Okay, let's say that I'm feeling that okay, this in Facebook call functionality is there. Okay, and now I'm just going reverse. Okay, in the Facebook call functionality is there. Okay, now I'm feeling that that call functionality is not there in the Twitter. Why it's there into the Facebook? Okay, and I'm reporting that defect to this Facebook guy. Okay, so now this Facebook people will say, they will say that actually that is a not a defect, actually it's a feature of our Facebook application. Okay, so in that case they are going to mark your defect as not a defect. It's a feature, it's not a defect. Getting my point, guys? Okay, and sometime in real time is case, okay, like whenever we are performing a testing, right, in QA environment we are getting a defect. Okay, but that defect is not going to reproduce. Okay, it's not going to happen into the development environment. Okay, so that time also they can what give us a what, not a bug. Okay, they will feel like okay, that defect is working as it is. Okay, or you know that let's say some downtime is there. Downtime is what? Some server, let's say the server is not working or some deployment is going on. Okay, and during that period you are testing it and you are getting some defect. Okay, but after the deployment, let's say that the defect is not there. Okay, that defect is working fine. Okay, so that time developer will say it's a not a bug. You know about the downtime, guys? I think a lot of time we guys are facing for the Facebook, WhatsApp, you know, like sometimes you guys are feeling right, Facebook is not working, WhatsApp is not working. I think recently, like think last week only it's happened, last week or this week only, remember, WhatsApp was down.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
yes, okay, let's say that that is a downtime. Okay, and now you are saying that okay, I'm not able to update a status, or I'm not able to send a message. Okay, so there was a downtime issue and you have reported that defect to the developer. Okay, now after the downtime issue, like once the downtime issue will resolve, okay, then automatically those all the features are going to work properly. Okay, and during that time, let's say the developer is checking your defect. Okay, and they will go through your steps to reproduce in R. Okay, and they will check it. Okay, that defect is working fine actually into their system. Okay, or they will say that okay, now it's working fine. Okay, so in that case they can mark that defect as a not a bug. Why? Because that is working as per our requirement only. Because of that downtime we have got that defect, but once the our server everything was up, okay, that time the defect is automatically it was resolved, because that was not a feature problem, that was a server problem. Okay, so in that case developer will say it's a not a bug, working as per the requirement. Okay, assume that in real time again. Okay, let's say that you are not understanding some of the requirement. Okay, and while performing you are saying that okay, actually this is the defect, not a feature. Okay, you are feeling like that and you are reporting the defect to the developer. So in that case they can say it's a not a bug actually. Okay, it's a working as per our requirement only. Clear, guys? So that is what not a bug. Understanding it, difference between invalid and not a bug.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so don't
Yes,
get
sir.
confused, both are different. Okay, cool. Now next is duplicate. So when developer will can say like, okay, that defect is duplicate defect. When they can say like that.
The defect is already tested.
No. Just try to, you are using some proper word, okay, like, but try to rephrase. When they can say like that, that defect is duplicate defect.
When there is an existing defect, same defect.
Yes, correct. Existing defect. It means what? Okay, let's say that, okay, the same defect is reported again and again. Okay, let's say that one day, one QA, okay, like QA1, he has reported, okay, login is not working. Okay, let's say the morning time this QA came, okay, and he performed the testing and he faced this issue like login is not working. Now in afternoon time, this QA2, okay, what is doing? He's opening the application and he's facing that, okay, login is not working. And he's also reporting the same defect, login not working. Okay, this is a QA2. Okay, so do you think that like developers will work on the both the defect ID, because for each defect there will be proper defect ID will be the right dedicated defect ID is going to generate for the each defect. So developers will not spend time for the both defect ID, correct guys, because the same defect is already exists into this what our tool. Okay, so here our developers what they can do, like this QA2 defect, okay, this second defect they can mark it as a duplicate defect. This defect is duplicate of this defect one, correct? Okay, so for the second defect, developers are going to mark it as about duplicate. Getting my point, guys? Okay.
Sir.
If same defect is reported multiple times, then other the original defect, the first defect is like original defect, and remaining other is duplicate defect. Okay. So that's
So QA2 will not be able to see the defect erased by QA1.
They can, but sometimes we can do mistake again.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
So, so before
sorry.
raising this defect, but don't you think like we need to check whether similar kind of defects
Yes, we
exist
have
or
to
not?
check it, okay, but assume that you are not checking and you are creating it. Okay, I'm just trying to explain this why the duplicate is there. Okay, let's say that you are not checking and you are reporting it, so it will be duplicate, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, but yes, before reporting it any of the defect, okay, you can check with your team member. Okay, like, okay, I have got this defect, can someone tell me like anyone have reported the same defect? So you can cross check with your team before reporting this defect to the developer. Okay, so if someone will say that yes, we have already reported it, then no one go like again no need to report the second defect. Okay, so yes, we can check it, like we can go to the Jira tool, look, we can search it whether the similar defect is reported or not. Okay, so accordingly we can report a defect. Assume that, okay, let's say sprint 1 and sprint 2 is there. Okay, some of the sprint 1 defect is not yet resolved. Okay, now in a sprint 2 we are getting the same defect and we are reporting it. So this defect will be the duplicate of this sprint 1 defect, correct guys? But if you will search it, then you will get to know, okay, the defect is already reported and still our developers are working on it. But if you will not check it, then it will be duplicate. Okay, so remember that before what reporting the defect, you can cross check with your team. Okay, or there will be some proper channel will be there. Okay, like communication channel, like the Teams channel somewhere. Okay, where we will be communicating as a QA team. Okay, like, okay, here we are having defect, I have reported this defect and all. Okay, so this kind of communication also we can do it. Okay guys, so that is what duplicate defect. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next is what cannot to reproduce. Okay, cannot to reproduce means what? You know about the steps to reproduce, guys? What is the meaning of the steps to reproduce? Can someone
Yes,
tell
sir.
me? What
Yes,
is
sir.
it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, sir, when hello,
Yeah, Deepu, go on.
sir, when technology is not available for the reproduce the, then it say it cannot be reproduced. Yeah, and when more than the cost of the work, then it say that not be reproduced.
No.
When the minor bag has available,
No.
then he said to the
Wrong,
next.
wrong answer. Okay, Wrong answer.
So when one technology is there, we have to modify something and then produce it.
No, that is also wrong answer.
And the developer not able to recreate the bug in that environment.
Yes, that is the correct answer. Okay. So cannot to reproduce. Cannot means what? Developer is not able to regenerate your defect. Cannot to reproduce. They are not able to regenerate your defect. It means what? Whatever information you have provided, right? Okay, while reporting a defect, that developer is not understanding your information. Okay, or whatever steps you have given. Okay, let's say that you missed to provide some of the steps. Okay, so definitely it will confuse to the developer. They will not able to get your defect because of the missing information. Getting my point, guys? Okay, so whenever as a QA we are not providing sufficient information while reporting a defect to the developer, then they can mark that defect as a cannot to reproduce. Means they are not understanding your defect. They are not able to get your defect. Okay, so in that case, cannot to reproduce.
Sir, it means incomplete bug report, sir.
Incomplete, yeah, incomplete information. Okay, so that is what cannot to reproduce. Unable to reproduce, unable to regenerate the defect, okay, because of the missing information into the reported defect. So in that case, developers will say cannot to reproduce. Okay, definitely they will not able to understand. Assume that, okay, summary field you have given something, in description you have given something, so it will definitely will confuse the developer, right? Correct, guys?
Sir.
Okay, in the summary field you are saying that add to card is not working, but in description field you are mentioned about some other defect. Okay, so they will not understand, both are not matching. Okay, so whenever they will get confused, they will directly going to mark as a cannot to reproduce. Okay,
Sir, sometime environment mismatch, na?
That is,
Because the
yeah,
developer
that,
use
yeah, so that time we can have the discussion with the developer. Okay, they will fix the issue. Okay, let's say that in the QA environment, it's the defect is there, but it's not there in development environment. But that defect is also going to resolve by the developer only. Okay, they will check it why this environmental issue is coming. Okay, because that is a valid defect. In QA environment is there, means that is a valid defect. Okay, so they will fix on it. Okay, guys, so that's the reason we have to provide all the proper information, like steps we have to provide it. We have to provide the proof also, that is nothing but attachment. Okay, cool. So that is what cannot to reproduce. Is it clear to all? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Now next is what? Deferred. Okay, so deferred is all about, you know, future fix. Okay, the another name of this deferred we are having what? Fixed in later or fixed in future. Okay, it means what? Okay, that is a valid defect. Like whatever defects we have reported, that is a valid defect. Okay? But developer is occupied some work. Okay, then they can't fix that particular defect for now. Okay, means let's say that current sprint is there. Okay, current phase we are having it. Okay, in that period they don't want to work on this particular defect. The defect is valid defect, but they want to resolve after some time. Okay, after 1 week, 2 week, or after 1 month. Okay, so in that case, they are going to mark that defect status as a what? Deferred. Okay, guys, they don't want to fix right now, but definitely they will fix into the future. Okay, after a week, after a second sprint, third sprint, means whatever it is.
Next release, sir.
In next release also, yes,
Next
yeah.
release.
Yeah, they can fix into the next release, means whatever condition will be there, but they are not going to resolve currently. Okay, so whenever they want to fix in the future, okay, so that time they are going to mark that defect status as a what? Deferred. Okay, guys, one of the most important interview question, remember that.
Sir, but when bug is very critical,
They will
then
fix
it
it.
immediate 6%.
They will fix it.
Yeah. Minor bug in next release, yeah, sir.
Whatever defect it is, if it's an urgency is there, they will fix it. Okay, but there is no urgency. Okay, they can resolve later point. Okay, because there is some small issue. Okay, so in that case, they can change the defect status as a deferred. Okay, let's say there's some small data issue is there. Okay, where they just need to put some data and then automatically it will get resolved, but they don't have time. Okay, they will fix in some time. They will fix in some coming sprint okay, or in future. So in that case, they are going to mark the defect status as a what? Deferred. Getting it, guys? Deferred.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Remember that in interview they are not going to ask any other things, but definitely they can ask this deferred. What do you mean by deferred? Okay, so remember this. It is nothing but future fix. Future fix of the defect. Simple answer. Okay. No need to explain anything. Just say that. Okay, it's nothing but what? As a QA, we have reported a valid defect, and that defect is going to fix after some time. They are going to, but developers, they are going to fix in future, okay, or in coming sprint. So in that case, they can mark the defect status as a deferred. Simple answer. Okay, future fix of the defect, that is a deferred. Okay.
Sir, the team will decide ki it can be fixed or not.
Yes, yes. The team will decide definitely. Okay, but as a developer, right? Okay, they can understand like, okay, why, like when they are going to fix it, what kind of changes is required, some minor changes. Okay, so currently they are, let's say that they are occupied with some critical works. Okay, they don't want to spend these small issues. Okay, so in that case, they can mark it as a defer.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So don't worry, there is a next topic is coming. You will get a better clarity about this defect, severity, and priority. Okay. So there we will discuss about it in detail again. So they're clear, guys, when they can say like say deferred. Everyone.
Yes, sir.
So now next is what? Won't fix. Developers don't want to fix your defect. Why or when they can say like that? They don't want to fix your defect.
Maybe they wanted to fix for next release.
That is a deferred.
Okay.
Sir, when the cost of the fixing is more than,
Sorry.
then he said that when the cost of the fixing is so costly, so he said that one not fix.
Deepu, I didn't get your answer.
Sir, when the cost of fixing is costly, then he said that one not be fixed, cannot be fixed.
Maybe it will get costly to the
Yeah.
customer.
No, if it's costly, then client will pay. Client definitely pay. We will fix it. If they are
If
defect,
developer is busy with another work,
then they will say it's a deferred, or they will assign to some other developer.
Maybe they won't get any
Same
benefit
defect,
by fixing this.
same defect already fixed many times.
No, we have to fix it. If it's coming again, we have to fix it, right?
If the fix is not available,
If fix is not available, then we can fire to the developer. We can hire a new developer.
Sir, when technology is not available for this bug, sir.
Yeah. Somewhat correct answer I got now, Deepu. Okay, yeah. If defects, if it is low, Sumiti, in that case, we have to fix it. Okay. See that no matter it's a small defect, let's say that a small UI issue. Okay, let's say that color issue is also there. Okay, let's say that instead of what black color, it's showing red color. So that is a defect. Okay, they have to fix it. No matter it's like minor issue or critical issue. That is a defect. Defect means defect. Okay, guys. Okay. So it's a valid defect. If color is not matching, something is not matching, some button is not proper, that is a defect, means they will fix it. That is a valid defect. Okay. So won't fix is nothing but what? Let's say that okay, some of the technology changes is going on. Okay. Assume that okay, some legacy application is there. Legacy, you know about legacy? What is the meaning of this legacy? Can someone tell me?
copyright?
No.
Old version.
Old technology. You can say the old application, okay, with old technology. Okay, let's say there's some old technology, we have like the technology is very old. Let's say there's some old technologies are there, okay, and with that we are having some legacy application. Okay, now company is saying that okay, and also assume that okay, for this legacy application, let's say that we are having some 20 open defects. Okay, means some 20 defects are present for this legacy defect. Legacy application. Okay, now client is saying that I think we need to change this application, like feature and all will be, everything will be same. Okay, but we want to change the technology. Instead of having this older technology, let's go with this some new technology. Let's say that some Node.js, JavaScript. Okay, So now what we are going to do, what we are doing it here, we are just changing the technology, correct? From the legacy application to new application. Application will be new, okay, feature will be also very same, okay, but here technology will be new, okay, new application with the new technology, okay. So whenever we will do such kind of thing, right, okay, we are going to move into the new technology. In that period, okay, we are not going to work on this 20 reported defect, whatever defect is exist, right, okay, for this legacy application, this 20 defects we are not going to fix it. What we can say that as a developer or as a team, as a management, what we can decide, like this 20 defect is automatically going to resolve when we will develop the application with the new technology. Getting my point, guys? Miss, some technology upgrade is going on, okay, because of that, okay, they will say that we don't want to fix the defect. Why? Because as soon as we will change with the new technology, that defect will be no longer, or that defect is going to cover as a part of this application, new application, okay. So that time they are not going to resolve your defect and they will mark it as won't fix. Getting it, guys? So that is a one scenario. Okay, so Mila, we other multiple scenario we are having it. Let's say that some database upgradation is going on. Okay, server we are upgrading it from one server to other server, one database to other database. Okay, one technology to other technology. Okay, so wherever we are having such kind of scenario, in that case, okay, we can say that that is a won't fix. As a developer, they can decide as a won't fix. They don't want to fix it because of this reason. Getting my point, guys?
Yes, that.
Okay. So
Sir, I have one question. Can I ask?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes, like, if a client they are not getting any benefit by fixing that bug, maybe it will costly for them, and what they are benefiting that is less. So it will be, they will be won't fix, right?
No, they will keep into the backlog.
Okay.
Okay, they can't like won't fix, but they can they can make it as a default. Okay, they will say that we don't know when we are going to fix it, but let's make it as a default.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Default means what? Any time in the future. Okay, it may be like next 1 week or 1 month or 1 year. Okay, whenever they want to fix it, but they will fix it. Okay, because that is a valid defect. So in that case, they can make it as a default.
Okay.
Okay. Clear, guys? Won't fix when our developers can say like that when we are having some technology changes. Okay. So in that case, whatever defect is already exists, so those defect they are going to mark it as a one fix. They don't want to fix them. They don't want to spend time on this 20 defect. Instead of that, they can spend time on this new application and they can cover this 20 defects automatically. Okay, everyone. So that is what won't fix. Okay. Now the final is like enhancement. Okay, I think with this word, with this enhancement, I think you guys are getting something. What is the meaning, English meaning of this enhancement?
Improvement.
Improvement. Correct, guys? Improvising the application, that is nothing but enhancement. Correct? Improving the existing functionality. Okay, that is about enhancement. Okay. So let's say that, okay, as a team, okay, it's not about just QA team. Okay, let's say that we are a QA team, we are testing the application, okay, and something we are not liking. Okay, it's there as per the requirement only. Okay, that application is working as per the requirement only. Okay, but as a QA, we are not liking it. Okay, or we as a QA, we are feeling that like it's not going to help to the customer. Okay, or customer will get confused. Okay, because of this workflow. Okay, something like we are feeling it. Okay. So that request, okay, or whatever feedback, or we can say that whatever observation we are having right as a QA, so that observation we can share with the management. Okay, like I think as a QA we are feeling that I think this feature should be like this. Okay, so that observation we need to share with the management. Let's say that we need to first share with the BA, business analyst. Can we change this requirement? Okay, because I think it's more confusing to the customer. Okay, something like that. Whatever observation we are having, we need to send to the BA. Okay, after sending it to the BA will check with the client. Okay, guys, client will means they need to check it. Like BA will say that from our QA team we got this kind of observation. Okay, so can we change this requirement? Can we modify this requirement? So if client is approving that, yes, I think this is a good observation. I think we can change the requirement. Okay. So in that case, okay, the same issue, whatever observation we are having, right? So that observation we can create it, okay, and that create that whatever observation we are having, so that we are going to mark it as an enhancement. Getting my point, guys? It's not a new feature, okay, but it's like some modification is there, okay. In the existing feature, some modification is required, okay. So in that case, developers are going to mark it as an enhancement. We will create a
Sir,
requirement.
it means,
Hmm.
sorry,
Wait,
it
wait, let
means,
me
sir,
complete. Let me
it puts
complete it.
look and feel, sir.
Let me complete it.
Okay.
Okay. So in that case, as a BA, what I can do, like I can create a what of functionality. Okay, like as a BA or whoever is like as a QA, also we can create the issue. We can create as issue. We can create as a about enhancement. Okay. So we need to report. We need to create that into our Jira application. Okay, and developers are actually going to mark it as an enhancement. They will say that according to observation. Okay, that observation is already approved by the client. Okay. So now as a developer, they want to modify it. Okay. So in that case, they are going to mark that status as a what enhancement. Okay. It's all about the giving the feedback. Okay. And that feedback is going to approve by the client. Then we can make it as what enhancement. Okay, everyone. So that is what enhancement, changing the functionality according to the observation, according to the feedback by the team members. Okay. All of you are understanding this? Enhancement is all about improving the application according to the feedback. Okay.
So that feedback according to requirement, sir.
Yes, according to the requirement. Okay, according to the requirement, or you can go against the requirement also, but you have to get a approval. Okay, if client is not approving, then we can't change it. If they are saying that yes, I think we can modify it, we can change it, and we can do the enhancement. Okay, guys, so that is all about.
Here,
Sorry.
sir, we requested by them, sir. Request to feedback team modification, sir.
Sorry, sir, can you repeat?
Sir, here QA request to the developer to change the modification, sir. Huh?
Yes. No, we are not going to. We are going to inform to the BA, business analyst. Okay. If BA will discuss with the client is approving it, then we can make it as an enhancement. Because we are just discussing about some extra things, some improvisation. Okay. Because client is already having a requirement as per the requirement. Okay. Application is already working. Okay. But here we want to do some modification as per our observation. Okay. So that feedback we have to share across the BAs. BA will check with the client is approving, then we can do enhancement. All of you are getting it, guys?
Yes, sir.
I'm asking to all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Okay. So that is what different resolutions we are having. Okay. So remember that happy workflow is what that defect is valid, then definitely developers will select the defect as a fixed or resolve. Okay. But if some unhappy stuff, okay, some others resolutions is there. Okay. So accordingly, like if something is not there according to the requirements, some information is missing. Okay. So accordingly, developers can select the other resolutions also. Okay, it's not about just a fixed valid defect. We may create some invalid also. Okay, or some some not a bug kind of defect. So in that case, developers are going to mark it as an invalid, not a bug, duplicate, and so on. Okay, everyone.
Sir, please give a small brief. Cannot to reproduce.
Cannot to reproduce what you are not able to get the defect as a developer. Let's say that. Okay, I'm saying. Okay, let's say that for adding a card. Okay. Let's say that I'm having one defect. Okay, let's say that as a QA I'm reporting one defect. Okay, like add to cart is not working. Okay, that is my defect title. Now in description I will go. Okay, and I will write some steps. I will say that open the application. Okay, now I will say that go to add to cart. Okay, now okay, then click on checkout. Okay, and observe the behavior. Okay, I'm just writing this. So with these steps, are you getting this defect? Let's say that I have mentioned this steps.
Oh, no.
So if you'll follow the steps as a developer, will you get this defect?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No, right? Because steps are missing. There is a no proper steps. It's confusing to the developer. Developer is not understanding your defect. Why? Because you are not given. He's not understanding where exactly the defect it is. Okay, definitely they will understand. Okay, but here some information is missing. Okay, so if something is not proper into your defect, then there can say that it's a cannot reproduce.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so can you guys tell me, like, as a QA, as a test engineer, what kind of mistake we should not do so developers can select some of the resolution? What kind of resolution mistake we should not do as a QA, as a test engineer? Can someone tell me?
Sir, please repeat, sir.
I'm asking what kind of mistake we should not do while reporting a defect so developer can select some of the resolution. Okay, so can you tell me those resolution names? So as a QA, we should not do mistakes while reporting a defect.
Understanding the requirement properly.
That will be there. No, while reporting a defect. What I'm asking, like, okay, we are going to report a defect, okay, but as a developer, okay, they like we are having a lot of resolutions here, right? Okay, so what kind of resolution developers are selecting that mistake we should not do as a QA, as a test engineer?
You have to read the
Before
proper
rising.
description of the defect.
What kind of resolution defects we have to not report?
These resolution.
Huh?
So these resolution.
Sorry, I didn't get. Are you guys understanding my question or not?
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Sir, again
Okay,
ask the
type it.
question.
Okay.
Before raising any report.
As a tester, okay, what kind of resolution mistake we should not do? Okay.
Invalid.
Before raising any reports, we have to check whether that particular bug is already raised or not.
Yes. So you mean to say duplicate? We should not report duplicate defect, correct?
Yes, sir.
As a QA, what else?
Yes, sir, duplicate.
Invalid bug. This one we should not report.
Yes, invalid defect we should not report, correct? Because you should understand the requirement. If you're not understanding, try to go to the requirement again, okay? But you should not report invalid defect. What else?
We should
Not a fix.
correct information regarding defect.
Sorry?
The correct information regarding the defect.
So you want to say this cannot reproduce one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we should not report such kind of defects. So our developers can say it's a cannot reproduce, correct? What else? And this one also, what about this? Not a bug?
You have to understand the requirement, like what is the features and what is the problem.
Yes. Okay. So remember that, okay, as a QA, okay, do like double cross check while reporting a defect to the developers, okay? Otherwise, they are going to mark it as an invalid, not a bug or duplicate or cannot be reproduce. Okay, guys, because this is a QA mistake, right? Yes or no? This invalid, not
Yes,
a bug.
sir.
Yes.
Developers
Yes,
are
sir.
spending a time and they are saying that that is an invalid defect, means it's a QA mistake, it's a QA problem. Because of that, okay, they are saying that that is an invalid or not a bug or duplicate or cannot to reproduce. We have to save our developer time also, right? Okay, we have to save our time also. Okay, so remember that whenever you are reporting any of the defects, so just try to check it whether the defect is valid defect or not. Whatever information you are providing, that is the correct information or not. Okay.
So fixed and resolved will also be there.
That is a valid defect. If you will do the valid defect, developers will resolve it. They will mark it as a fixed or resolved. Getting it? See, this all the resolution is going to select by the developers only. But when they can select, if you will report some invalid defect, if you will report some not a bug defect, if you will report a duplicate defect, So it's a QA responsibility, right? We should not report such kind of defect. Yes or no? Definitely, as a developer, they will check it, okay, and they are going to mark it as an invalid, not a bug, duplicate and all. But the first thing, like why we are raising such kind of defect, why we are creating such kind of defect, we should not do, right? What do you guys are feeling?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's say that, okay, in a team, you are keep on reporting this duplicate defect. Okay, let's say that you are a test engineers and you are just reporting duplicate defects. Definitely your manager, your teammates, your leads, they will check it. You are just copying some other defect or you are getting some new defects by your own. Definitely they can check, right? Let's say that you're testing it, but you're not getting any defect. So to just showcase the count of the defect, you are copying someone defect. So definitely your manager can check with you why you are reporting duplicate defects. Yes or no, guys? Okay, all defects should be unique defect. It should be quality defect. Okay, so remember that this kind of report we should not report while reporting a defect. Okay, because here developers are spending time. Okay, they will spend a time, then finally they will say that okay, this is an invalid defect or cannot reproduce. Again you will work on it, again you will assign back. So it's like just we are wasting our time. Okay, so before that prepare your proper defect and then only you can try to report. Okay, or double cross check with your team whether that is a correct defect or not. Okay, clear, guys? So that is what defect resolutions. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is for the developer. Okay, as a tester we are not going to do this all the things, but as a QA we should know what is the meaning of this. Okay, this is not a QA task, this is a developer task. They are going to change the status as a fixed or invalid and all. Okay, but you should know what is the meaning of all these different resolutions. In interview, definitely you can expect this question. What do you mean by default? Okay, most important question. Remember that. Okay, guys, anything else? All of you are understanding this or not?
Yes, sir, clear.
Is that clear to all?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
that is what defect life cycle and defect resolutions. Okay. So as a part of interview, just explain the happy workflow. Happy workflow means nothing but this workflow. Okay. Only this part you have to explain it during the interview. Okay. No need to explain these resolutions and all. Okay, guys. Because we are a QA, we are reporting it. If they are giving the valid defect, valid fix, we are testing it, retesting it, we are closing or we are reopening. Okay. Cool then. Anything else? Any doubt regarding the defect reporting? Defect life cycle and defect resolutions.
Sir, is there unhappy workflow?
That is an unhappy workflow. These all the resolution, right? If developers are selecting this all the different resolution, it means what? That is an unhappy workflow. Getting it? If
Excluding fix or resolve, no?
Yes, excluding fix or resolve. Because fix the resolve means what? They are getting valid defect and quickly they are fixing it. Okay. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So just remember this. Okay, these are more than sufficient. Okay, if you are understanding, like whatever I have explained, if you guys are understanding this, right, this much is enough. Okay, throughout your career, no matter you will be having some 10-year experience or 9-year. Okay, this much explanation is enough for the defect life cycle. Okay. I know, like if you guys will Google it, you will get a hell lot of theoretical stuff. Okay, we are doing this, that, and all. Okay, but this is the real time. Okay, guys. So try to expand this part only. That is sufficient for the defect life cycle. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask one question. Okay. So let's say that, okay, as a QA, you have reported a defect. Okay. You have reported a defect to the developer. Okay. Now developers are keep on saying that is a not a bug. Okay. But you are saying that it's a bug. Means as a QA, you are saying that that is a bug, but developers are saying it's not a bug. So what you will do?
We will recheck the requirement once again.
Okay.
Then if we are clear enough, then we'll ask him to, I will share the screen and show them what's going through, or else we'll send a screenshot to them.
Okay, so still developer is saying it's not a bug then?
Then we have to check with our team leads and we have to inform them this is what we are going to do.
Okay, so your team lead is saying that that is a valid defect. Again, then? Again.
We will discuss this issue in our Scrum meeting itself.
Okay, we will discuss with this in Scrum meeting. Okay, any other answer?
It is an intermittent issue.
Sorry?
Yeah.
What else we can do? Just think about it. You are saying that that is a defect. Developer is saying it's not a defect.
Sir, it depends on client, sir.
It depends on?
Client.
Why client will come into the picture?
Sir, many client
So
give suggestions
I
to
talk
that
with
defect.
the in a meeting, all the members of in the meeting,
Okay.
and another developer also. If
Okay.
one developer say that it's not a bug, then I take to the another developer.
So the developer will also say it's not a bug then?
And we will give a reason that it's a bug and make sure that what reason they are giving it's not a bug.
Yeah, so you are giving your all correct reason. Okay, they are also giving the reason. Okay, it's not a defect, and you are saying it's a defect. You are giving all the reason. They are also giving the reason. What you will do?
Either you convince or I convince them.
No.
So talk with
Let
BA
it to the
directly
team leads to
for
solve.
that.
Huh? Yes,
So
we
it
will
might be
Talk with BA.
due to the different
Yes.
environment, sir.
Yes, we have to talk with the BA. Okay,
Business
guys?
analyst.
Business analyst. Remember, what is who is the business analyst and all?
Who will help for SRS? Who will talk with PO, project owner, and client.
Yes. Okay, so here we can include the BA because BA is the person who is creating a requirement and all, right? Okay, so we include the BA. Okay, and in front of the BA we can explain it like as a QA why we are saying is a defect. As a developer they can share their explanation. Okay, now BA will check it, okay, whether it's a part of requirement or not. Okay, so if BA will feel that okay that is a defect, then developers need to fix it. If BA is feeling that that is not a defect, then you have to close the defect. Okay, but that is a not a bug.
Sir,
Okay.
in Scrum Meter, BA will be available?
They will be available, yes.
Okay, there when you raise them.
So hardly like that Scrum meeting is for like tracking the status, okay, not for like a discussion in detail about any of the defect. Okay, so if you want to discuss about any of the specific thing, then you can have the off call. Means in some different call you can include the BA.
Okay.
Sir, on that time, how can I say that this developer say that it's not a bug and then all? We directly talk with BA and say that this developer say that it's not a bug.
Yes, no, miss, it's not like, see, in a team, right? Hardly we will be having 5 to 10 members. Okay, so definitely we should be knowing each other. Okay, so here BA will know that okay, like who is working on this particular requirement and who is also testing on it. Okay, now here as a QA and developer, you guys are having some interaction, okay, between you and developers. Like you are saying that is a bug, developer is saying not a bug. Okay, so BA is already aware, they will aware about it. Okay, who is implementing and who is testing it. So during the meeting time, we can just share our whatever we are feeling, right? Whatever observation we are having, that we can share. So now here BA can check it whether that is part of our requirement or not. Okay, or whether the fix is required for this defect. Okay, so accordingly BA will assist it, and whatever BA will say, accordingly developers will work on it or QA will work on it. Okay, are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys. So that is a in real time we may face such kind of issues. Okay.
Sir, BA also connect with client, na? Because of
It's
BA will ask to client.
yeah, it's if something is very new for the BA, then only. If BA is already having the knowledge about the requirement and all, then they can decide it. Okay. If BA is also not aware about it, then they can check with the client.
Okay.
Yeah. Clear, everyone? So, like in interview, they may ask this question as well. What you will do? What will be your steps? Okay, if you are getting a defect, but the defect is what our developers are saying that is not a defect. So, what you will do? So you can just say that I can include the BA like okay. So here your approach will be like this. Okay. So as a QA, what you can do, like as a QA, what will be your first approach? Your first approach will be like you will try to regenerate the defect. Okay, means you will try to check it. Okay, means double check it into your QA environment. Okay, double check it in QA environment. Okay, with different browsers. Okay, just check it. Okay, whether in the different browser that defect is coming or not. Okay, or also you can check it you can clear the cache. Okay, clear the cache. Okay, and check it. Okay, whether that defect is still coming or not, because sometimes because of the caches or cookies, right, the defect will be there. Okay, guys, so you can try into incognito mode. Okay, or you can clear the cache or cookies. Okay, and after that try to check it whether that defect is coming out. So this will be your first approach. Okay, to convince your developer. Means before convincing it, you have to check it. Okay, if after clearing this, okay, after clearing the cookies cache, okay, or checking in different browser, if that defect is still coming, then you can inform to the developer that defect is there. Okay, now still developer is not what accepting, then second approach, like you can go with the BA. Okay, you can include the BA and you can highlight the issue. Getting it, guys? Okay, because first they will say that okay, this is not a defect. So you need to check it. Okay, as a QA, you are feeling that is a defect. So check it into different browser. Okay, or clear your cache, cookies, whatever thing is there. Okay, or try into the separate private window and check it. Okay, and after doing that, still developer is not accepting, then go with the next option. Getting it, guys?
Are we good to go directly to BA, or else we have to go through a team leader?
We can directly go.
Okay.
Okay, so I can tell you guys, okay, nowadays, okay, I think you guys are not working at present, okay, so you can't understand, okay, but I'm telling it, okay, and nowadays in IT industry, there is no such concept called leads manager and all. Getting it? Leads and managers are there, okay, but they will be just to manage your employment. Okay, so for that we are having a leads and manager, but to perform your QA task, you will be like kind of individual contributor. Individual contributor. It means what? Whatever task you will get it, right? Okay, you have to complete by your own end-to-end stuff. Okay, so that's the result. Getting it, guys? Earlier we had this, okay, we used to have the senior guy, okay, leads manager. Nowadays also there, okay, but at to some level, okay. Majorly the leads manager, they are there for some other activities. Okay, but to do the actual testing task, okay, you will be acting like an individual contributor. Okay, you will be getting a task and you are only going to complete the end-to-end stuff. Okay, nowadays, you know, like even the leads, okay, if they will join somewhere, right, they will be like kind of individual contributor. Okay, so nowadays leads is not about like leading a team. It's all about leads means what? You are having good experience, you are having good testing experience, so you will be doing some good some testing tasks. Okay, okay, guys, so don't pretend like, okay, some people are posting here and there, they are saying that okay, I'm a team lead into this company. So don't assume like, okay, they are like just leading a team. No, okay, they are doing the same task which 1 year experience, 2 year experience guys are doing. Okay, or as a fresher people are doing. Additional stuff is like just we are managing some resources, like we are tracking their status, okay, or we are doing some additional tasks apart from our actual work. Getting it, guys? So don't worry,
Yes, sir.
when you will start your career, you will get to know. But as of now, it's you can just feel it. But yeah, that is the reality of what I'm saying. Okay, anything else? Any doubt?
Sir,
Hmm.
sir, there will be any evening classes from today or this week or
No, not for you guys. Okay. Anything else?
Sir, when will the next AP session start?
I will plan it. I will, because as of now, I was not planning for you guys. Okay, like usually I plan API after completing this testing part. Okay, but as I was taking for some other batches, so I have taken this API session. So if it's good, okay, if you guys are practicing right now, okay, because as soon as this testing will get over, right, then you can apply for the jobs. Okay, you can include your API skill set. Okay, guys, because it will take some time for the API. Okay, it was for the 5 to 6 day session. Better try to go through the recording if you're understanding for now. Okay, or later when I will start the new batch, then I can include. But I don't know the time frame. Okay, like when I'm going to start.
Sir.
Hmm.
So SQL batches is going on right now. It's for testing students, no?
It's for only testing people.
It's only for 10 days.
It will be there for 10 days. Yes.
So is there another SQL classes for us
You guys
in
are not joining?
coming days?
You guys are not joining?
We are joining on that classes, but I'm confirmed that I'm confused about that. It's only
Again, it
SQL
will
classes
take time.
for us.
It's a testing for specific about testing people have started in morning time. Okay. So that is the reason I have told you guys specifically join on this period. Because of that reason, okay, I'm taking the session in 1 p.m. Okay, testing is really important, guys. Okay, and it will help you guys to crack interviews. Okay, one of the additional benefit you will get it if you are putting the SQL knowledge into your resume. Okay, so if you guys are not attending, then must attend. It's really important. Okay, because these are like just 10 days or okay small classes. Okay, so that's the reason we are taking after combining some batches. Okay, if we will take for like a one batch or some people only, then it it will like repetitive same task again and we will do it. Okay, so that's the reason try to attend the SQL. It's really important. Okay.
सर SQL टाइमिंग जो है ना 8:30 से 9:30, तो सर हमारा जावा क्लास 9:30 से शुरू हो जाता है, तो सर जावा ऑफलाइन है, तो 9:20 से सर 9:30 तक जो क्लास है ना, वो सर थोड़ा दिक्कत हो रहा है हम लोग को।
9 to
तो अगर
9:50
आर से हो पाएगा तो थोड़ा अच्छा हो।
8:30 to 9:50 अटेंड करो, उसके बाद रिकॉर्डिंग देख लेना. Okay, last 15-20 minutes, I think you can understand. Okay, because see, this like for very shorter duration. Okay,